April of 1554, a Spanish convoy set sail on a fateful voyage from Mexico on their homebound journey to Spain. Among the fleet was the San Esteban, one of 4 Spanish ships carrying treasures. It was one of the 3 vessels involved within the Padre Island Spanish shipwrecks, and with 400 passengers among the ships they set sail on their return voyage. Passengers on board bustled about, unknowing that it would most likely be their last journey. The outbound journey. The convoy for the voyage, consisting of 54 ships to the Spanish Americas, departed from Sanlúcar de Barrameda, Spain, on the 4th of November, 1552 on their outbound journey to Veracruz. One of these ships, the San Esteban, was one of the 4 ships carrying treasure from New Spain to Cuba. The cargo on the ships included valuables such as resins, sugar, wood, cowhides and cochineal, which was used to make red dye. Along the way, 8 ships were lost suffering from accidents, bad weather, and skirmishes, but all ships destined for New Spain arrived at Veracruz between February and March of 1553. Only 5 ships were required on the trip back to Spain as there was less cargo, and 4 of the ships were left back. The 4 ships left Veracruz on April 9, 1554, carrying cargo valued at over 2 million pesos. However, on April 29, the ships ran into a severe storm on Padre Island. 3 ships were wrecked, including San Esteban, and approximately 300 passengers and sailors drowned while trying to reach the shore. Almost all other passengers who were fortunate enough to escape this fate and reach the shore died from either thirst or starvation, or were killed by the native Karankawa people on their attempt to walk back to safety. This incident would later come to be known as the Wreck of 300. The Spanish, who would later learn of the incident from the captain of the San Esteban, sent a salvage expedition but didn't even manage to recover half of the cargo and treasure. Key individuals and survivors. There were 2 notable individuals of the San Esteban among the 100 passengers on board. They were Francisco del Huerto and Fray Marcos de Mena. Francisco del Huerto was the master of the San Esteban. He was a seasoned mariner and veteran with several ocean crossings with the Spanish Indies. He sailed to South and Central America with the Indies fleet each year from 1547 to 1550 until June. When the San Esteban and the 2 other ships were wrecked, among the estimated 300 people who were on the ships, 150 died. Huerto, however, escaped the unfortunate fate others couldn't. He was able to salvage a boat, and with 30 other men he made his way to Veracruz to get help. He successfully managed to reach the city and tell of the tragic tale. This resulted in a rescue mission. After the 1554 disaster, Huerto resumed his career as a shipmaster, sailing from Tierra Firme and Cabo de Vila from 1557 to 1561. In 1563, he was among masters and shipowners sitting as a body to transact business of the University of Masters and Pilots. Fray Marcos de Mena was part of the survivors that managed to survive the crash. They arrived on shore and marched to Panuco. However, unfortunately for them, they were stalked by hostile Indians. By the time they reached the last river before Panuco, they had suffered numerous casualties. They built rafts to cross the river, however Indians came in their canoes, causing most to be slain. Fray Marcos, with 7 arrow wounds, was left for dead in the river's shallow. When the remaining attempted to cross the river again, he rose up to join them. However, once reaching the opposite bank, he was unable to walk, and with others unable to carry him, they buried him in sand, leaving his head exposed. Although faced with overwhelming odds, he didn't die. Revived by the warmth of the sand, he crawled out from the sand during midnight and walked on through the darkness. He traveled for days without food nor drinks and wounds filled with maggots. As he traveled aimlessly, as if to answer his prayers, 2 Indians appeared in a canoe, carrying him to the village of Tampico. The next day he was able to continue to the town of Panuco, where he recuperated before proceeding to Mexico City. He would later die in Ciudad de los Reyes in 1584.